I'm going to see if I can find the story of the 8-year-old who got attacked by a 13-year-old. I think it was a 13-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And it was racially motivated, supposedly. But there was a racial aspect. But honestly, it's really like Lord of the Flies. It's not that I don't believe there's racism, when I don't believe the kids attack each other for racial reasons. But I have been around enough people and children, and I remember, because I was in a bunch of different types of environments, I've been around all races of people as a child and as an adult, and I can tell you that they don't need racism to attack whoever they think is the weakest link. Kids it's like Lord of the Flies. You don't know what that is? I'll put a link to Lord of the Flies below. They're just going to attack whoever they can. And then what makes it bad is if they pick on you when you're the weak one. I was the run of my litter, so I know. And then you have the audacity to fight back. They're going to inflict more pain on you. Now, in terms of what we could do as a solution, honestly, people, if you want it to be so that your 8-year-old can actually protect themselves from a 13-year-old, even if they can't, quote-unquote, win the fight, but at least be able to survive it without ending up in the hospital or a concussion, you're going to have to put them in martial arts as soon as possible. And I mean as soon as they can walk. See, this is really more to the parents than the children. Honestly, if you want your child to be able to defend themselves against a lot bigger and older people, you need to start training yourself. Because if you know what you're doing, you may be able to either be a better coach than the teacher, or you will be able to better reinforce what's being taught in class. Now, I'm not saying that to say that, once you get to a green belt yourself, you're qualified to coach your kids who need black belt level training and exposure. No. I'm saying if you have gotten to an instructorship level yourself, then you may be able to be an instructor to your own children. You probably could do a better job because they already have that authority, respect for you as their parent. Now, then again, you still have to, be mindful of the ins and outs of your own relationship with your child, because there are families where they just have no business training together at all. And the parents and kids just have so much resentment going back and forth. In that instance, it's probably best to let a third party train the child. Me, I was given the nod to start training my own kids by instructors. But these people saw me teach before. So that's why they gave me the nod. So, again, if you want your child to be like an 8-year-old that can handle a preteen, you got to put them in martial arts as soon as possible, and you have to keep them in it. Keep them in it. What styles? I'm going to recommend the styles I do. I think that's a good Taekwondo, Judo. That's going to cover you. That's a good broad area, like Taekwondo, Judo, Karate, Jiu-Jitsu, something like that. That's a good broad covering. Boxing for a kid, I think that's too much head trauma to start them off at 4, unless nobody's really hitting them back. But boxing is not necessarily for multiple opponents, even though I have seen a boxer take out multiple opponents. I would save the boxing until they're a little bigger and they're closer to more of an adult size. You can start taking them through some of the footwork, some pad drills, but really having them do some serious sparring where they're going to take some kind of head contact, not wait. So anyway, put them in there early and keep them in there. Keep them in there. I would say keep them in there until they're in high school themselves. Then if you say, you know what, enough's enough, that's fine. But they got to start in there early, okay? If you want them to be able to handle a bully that's that much older than them. And now keep something else in mind. We adults are supposed to be protecting the children. You're not putting them in martial arts class so you can just sit around the house and have a beer and you don't know where your children are. That's a good way for them to get beaten up or worse by the larger children. Because I want to say, like I said at the start of the video, it's going to be Lord of the Flies. They can't wait. They can't wait to find the piggy and torture the piggy to death. Peace.